Hey guys, we're back here on Way of the Hunter today, and today we're going to be going over the top 10 tips for finding greatness in Way of the Hunter. These tips are going to help you to up your gameplay in this game. They're going to help you to put more 5 stars in your lodge, help you to find all your campsites easily, help you to do just about everything you need to know in this amazing game. Now, let me know in the comments, guys, what your best trophy is to date in Way of the Hunter and what your favorite species is to hunt for. We're going to head right into it. Tip number 10 is find all of your campsites easily, and I wish I had known this right from the beginning. I did not, but there is a really easy trick for doing this. Okay, so what you want to do, guys, is press tab if you are on PC, but you want to pull open your map. Down here it shows you R is toggle filter, so press R, and what you want to do is you want to turn off all of these so that you have none selected. Once you have done that, you want to fast travel to all of your outposts, so you do need to travel to all of your outposts and unlock those first. Once you have done that, go inside each outpost and go right up to the map. Usually it is over the bed, but it is in different places. So you want to go up and you want to inspect every map.
Discovered Nez Perce Valley.
And you can't actually skip that, and that's what we did. So once you go and you discover every single map, open up your map again, and the question marks you will be left with are only the campsites. Now, I have discovered most of mine. I only have 3 left. But if you haven't discovered any, only the campsites are going to show up, so you can put your marker on each and every one of them, travel straight to them, and discover them. And that is the easiest way to find them. Tip number 9 is to use your encyclopedia. Now, Way of the Hunter has this amazing encyclopedia. I wish this was something we actually had in Call of the Wild, because there is so much information in here. There is just about everything you could imagine. Everything you need to know to play this game is in the encyclopedia. So if you're wondering about blood trails, you can actually go in here and it will tell you what each blood splatter means. The color of the blood will tell you which organs have been hit. You can also go in here to animals, guys, and every animal that you've harvested is going to be in your encyclopedia. Now, everything is in here, from what hunting tier the species is, the hit energy that is recommended, their life cycle, so this is where you find their feed zones, rest zones, and drink zones if they do have drink zones. There isn't anything listed here for pheasant, but if we go down here to bighorn sheep, they drink at 9 o'clock and again at 2200. Your animal weights are in here, young, adult, and mature, their ages and weights for male and female, their primary and secondary habitats, their trophy type, and their trophy ranges. So everything you need to know about every species is in here. There's info in here on every single piece of gear in the game, including the collars, so that is all included. The ballistics for all of the ammo, all in here. So definitely take the time to go through your encyclopedia. You will definitely learn a lot in here. Tip number 8 is to hunt around water, and the reason you want to do this is because it is so much easier to find animals when they're drinking than when they're feeding. They could literally be anywhere on the map when they're feeding, but when they're drinking, all you have to do is go up to the closest body of water, and you more than likely, based on the time, will find animals drinking there. Now, I have set the time to just after 9 a.m., and we have all kinds of animals around this lake. Let me show you where we are on the map. So this is an awesome lake, nice big piece of water, and every time I come here, as long as it is during the right time, between 9 and 12, I do find many different herds of animals here. I have a swimming mountain goat. Now, he should not be in the water, but we do have mountain goats out here. I do often have elk out here and bighorn sheep. Now, if you come here around 7 a.m., you will find gray wolves drinking around the lake. Hunting around open water is definitely the easiest way to find animals. Now, another thing you'll want to do when hunting around water is, when you first discover a body of water, travel around the body and discover all the zones around it, and that way you will know what is going to arrive there based on the time. Discovering need zones is definitely something you want to do. For every need zone you discover, you need to know where and when the animals are going to be in their zones. Now, alternatively, the other thing you can do is hunt in areas where there is wide open terrain, where you can see 600 plus meters into the distance. That way you see animals before they see you. So going to the top of mountains can be great. Find where you have open areas on your map. I know Transylvania is really awesome for that, for taking those long range shots, but that's another way of discovering animals. You want to find them before they find you. Now, when you are searching for animals, guys, listen for audio clues. You don't want to spook animals if you can at all help it. And listening for mating calls is definitely going to alert you to where animals are. Always have your hunter sense on. You can enable hunter sense while in your scope view by pressing Q. The extra info will give you the opportunity to relocate and take a better shot. Hunter sense highlights the point of impact, the place where the bullet hits the animal based on the ballistics curve and wind. Hunter sense gives you information on the wind, distance, and energy. And we do need to know what it is we're spotting so that we know where those trophies are or what animal we should be taking down from this herd so that we can bring up the general fitness of the herd. Tip number 7 is to walk and not run and always be spotting. You want to have your hunter sense on, but this game is not one you want to do a lot of running with. Now, we do have a herd of muleys on and they don't spook very easily. And as you can see, pheasants, they don't spook too much, but elk are terrible. They spook sometimes further than 300 meters from just walking. So you do have to be very aware of your surroundings. This game is one where patience will definitely do you well. Now, if you are used to playing the Hunter Call of the Wild, it is easier to do running in that game. I do a lot of running, but I try to walk in Way of the Hunter. Moving on to tip number 6, and that is to purchase what is most important first. Now, when you are just starting out in Way of the Hunter, the order in which you purchase things is very important. Now, I believe the very first thing I purchased were upgraded binoculars, but your scope is also another really important thing to upgrade, and the best scope that I wish I had to purchase first but did not is this baby right here, the Leupold VX6 HD 318x44 scope. This is the best scope in the game, and it is worth just waiting and purchasing this one. I believe it was around $4,400. Once you have purchased it, it actually doesn't show you the price anymore, but this scope is absolutely amazing, and I will show it to you. Let's go out here. So here it is here. You can zoom in, as you can see, quite a lot, so you can see really, really well. Now, the huge benefit to this scope is when you actually line up a shot with a particular weapon with this scope, as you can see in the top right-hand corner, your hit energy will turn yellow when you do have the desired amount of hit energy, so you shouldn't lose any meat. So this scope will tell you that right out of the gate. So when I line up the scope here and it goes yellow, it tells me what the hit energy is when I take this shot. So 3,300, it tells me that my recommended hit energy is 1576 to 3783. This scope is telling me that this hit will be 3,300, so I don't have to worry about losing any meat here. So we have a 1-star mature pheasant right here. So when I line up my 308, which is obviously going to be very overpowered, it does not turn yellow for me, so I have way too much energy. So you want it to turn yellow. So this scope is going to save you time, and it's going to save you a lot of wasted meat. So now this is the 22 here. I line up my shot on the same one, and now I do have yellow. Might as well shoot it. And splat! It did turn yellow, so I shouldn't have lost any meat here. Nothing too serious. And we lost absolutely 0, so this scope is absolutely amazing. Moving on to tip number 5, and that is to use your vehicle to access your storage. Now, anything you have purchased, you can access from the back of your vehicle, and going to the back of your vehicle will also refill your ammo when you do run out, so you don't have to go back to an outpost. Now, you can't purchase anything from a vehicle, but anything you have previously purchased, you can access, and you can change your inventory around from the back of your vehicle. So it might just be worth it to take your vehicle out and travel with it so that you do have access to the rest of your inventory. Tip number 4 are tips to help you with tracking. Now, tracking can be very challenging in Way of the Hunter. Now, these couple of tricks that actually have you change your settings, these come from Antagonize. They're not my idea, but they're a really good idea. And so basically what you want to do is go into video and go into your foliage and turn it down to low. That's actually going to help you to see the blood better. It's going to take some of the grass away, and I mean, if you want a challenge, definitely you don't have to do this, but if you are looking for some tricks to help you track, this will definitely help. Now, photo mode will also help you, and he also recommends turning your temperature down to 25 and your saturation up to 65. Then press on your right mouse button and on your space bar. That's going to take you right up in the air so that you can find the next blood splatter, and it will definitely help you with your tracking. Now, I did already harvest this animal, so my blood disappeared. Tip number 3 is to pay close attention to your perks. So when you press escape and go into character, these are all of the perks in the game. And by completing each level of perks, you're simply going to be upgrading your game. It's going to get a lot easier for you. So it tells you at the bottom what you need to do to complete it, and what you will receive is right underneath the title. So we have hit heart, either lung or artery 10 times with a bolt action rifle while holding your breath is active. So it says once you do that, hold breath length is increased by 25%. So that's definitely going to help you in the game. All of these, quite honestly, I have achieved just by playing the game. I haven't really focused on any of them, but one you might want to focus on is under strategists down here. These two are for leveling up your callers. So you need to sell 10 called animals, so that basically means you need to call in 10 animals, shoot and harvest them, and sell them. You can't taxi them, and that will unlock the second level. To complete that, you need to sell 30, but you've already done 10 in the first level, so 20 more, and that is going to unlock the third level of calls, so all of your callers are then unlocked. Now, hiker, definitely pay attention to this level. All of these are really going to help you. The bonuses in here, 15% less noise when moving upright, 15 less visible to animals when upright, less noise, less visible to animals when crouched. All of these things are going to make your gameplay way easier, so definitely come in here to perks and see what you can complete. Tip number 2 is to pay close attention to your hit energy. This is greatly going to affect how much meat is spoiled with each shot, and you don't want to ruin any meat if at all possible. Now, using this scope here, the Leopold VX6HD 318x44 will definitely help with that. So this is the 308 here, and I do have this scope on. So when you are highlighting an animal, the energy will turn yellow when you are in the correct hit energy. So that is very, very handy. So pay attention to the top right-hand corner. Line up my shot. You can see that the energy is yellow, so I should be in the correct hit energy. And we unlocked a new perk, Taming Kickback. So I see the blood there. The 300 would be stronger, but the 308 works just fine for elk. Hopefully he will drop soon. But by paying attention to your hit energy, you can make sure that you don't spoil more meat than necessary, and that's what will happen when you use too much power. We did go into this in greater detail for tip 6, so definitely have a peek there if you are looking for more info. Today's video is broken down into chapters, so you guys can easily get around to the best tips that are going to work best for you. So if you line up a shot and you don't have enough hit energy, what that means is you need to get closer to the animal. And if you're using something like the 338, it might indicate that you need to get further away because it is very strong. And we barely lost any meat there at all, so that was perfect. Tip number 1, guys, is to cull the herd for the best genes. Now, knowing what to take down first is very important. Now, the very first thing I want to kill out of a herd, guys, are the 1-star and the 2-star matures. They are not going to grow into 5 stars. I leave the 3 stars and 4 stars in hopes that they will become 5 stars, and the 1 and 2-star matures, those are the first that I will take out of a herd. If I don't have any of those, then I will kill the level 1 adult males and the level 2. 1s and 2s are the first to die, and the rest of them I do leave. When you find a 4-star of any species, you want to make note of where you have found it so that you can come back and check to see when it will turn into a 5. Now, it is not guaranteed to turn into a 5-star, but they do a lot of the time. But by taking out the lower fitness animals, that is going to drive up the general genetic fitness of the herd, and that is what you want to do. If you go into Encyclopedia, go into fitness and gene pool, it actually says in here, animal habitats consist of groups of animals which share a common average fitness value. You can change the average fitness of a habitat by hunting low trophy score males. In this case, the average fitness value increases and habitats will eventually be populated by animals with higher fitness. So you can affect the fitness of your herds by taking out the low fitness animals. Conversely, when you only hunt the high trophy score males, the average fitness of the habitat will be lower, resulting in lower quality trophies. So what you take out of a herd will greatly affect what you see later in that herd. So you'll want to set yourself up for success. So there you have it, guys. Those are 10 amazing tips to help you out with your gameplay in Way of the Hunter. And if you did enjoy the video, guys, smash that like button, and we will definitely see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.